When you think about cruising, I'm sure one of your first thoughts is of Carnival or Royal Caribbean cruise lines. If you've never cruised before, I'm sure you've at least heard good and bad things about cruising and how it works. There is another cruise line that is taking the way we think about cruising and turning it upside down. Virgin Cruise Line is quickly becoming a popular cruise line and takes the traditional cruising concept and throws it out of, well, the porthole. I want to take a moment and I'm going to break down several things that Virgin Cruise Line does differently than, well, just about every other cruise line out there, and show you how Virgin Voyages may just become the future of cruising. Let's first talk about embarkation and debarkation. That's what the cruise line refers to as getting on and off the ship. Most all cruise lines we have been on, you can start getting on the ship as early as 11 a.m. That's fine, considering that you can go hang out at the pool, grab a bite to eat, or just go to the buffet area. The problem is, you're stuck with whatever you carry on the ship with you. Yes, you'll drop most of your bags off at the porter, but a lot of people have a carry-on that contains their medicine, valuables, and they choose to keep that with them. So how does Virgin differ from this? Well, Virgin has pushed back their boarding time until 2 p.m. So the earliest that you can get on the ship is 2 p.m. The nice thing about this is that your rooms are ready once you get on and you can immediately go drop off your bags. You can then have a nice bite to eat at one of their many eateries that are open, or go relax at the pool without carrying your bags around. Virgin has also pushed back their sail away time because of their later boarding time. Most cruise lines sail away between 4 and 5, but Virgin has pushed theirs back to around 6 p.m. Not only has Virgin pushed back their boarding time, but they have also pushed back their debarkation time too. A lot of cruise lines are in a hurry to get you off the ship so they can get it cleaned up and prepared for the next guests. On many cruise lines, they want you out of your room by 8 a.m. Virgin not only gives you a later checkout, but you can even stay in your room a little longer. When we took our Virgin cruise, we didn't have to be out of the room until 9:30. This gave us plenty of time to get some sleep after enjoying the late night festivities and not have to worry about rushing out of our room. The other nice thing that Virgin does is they let you choose the time that you want to get off the ship. So if you have an early flight, you can still get off at around 7, or if you're like we were and had a later flight, you can choose to get off at a later time. Cruise lines like Disney choose your disembarkation time for you. On our last Disney cruise, they assigned us early dining and an 8 a.m. disembarkation time, even though we had a later flight. We had to be up by 6 a.m., packed, and take all of our stuff to breakfast with us so we could be out of the room by 8 a.m. Cruise lines like Royal Caribbean let you get off a little later than some, but you still have to be out of your room by 8 a.m. For those who like taking early flights or have excursions planned for that day, then an early checkout is not that big of a deal. But for those like us, who like to squeeze as much as possible out of their vacation, then a later checkout and disembarkation time with Virgin is really nice. The next big change that Virgin has done is they've made it an adults-only cruise line. This is for 18 plus, and unlike most other cruise lines, you can be 18 years old and sail on Virgin without needing someone over the age of 21 sailing with you. The only way that you can be 18 on other cruise lines and sail without a 21-year-old or older person with you is if you are married. With Virgin, as long as you're 18 years old, you can still sail with them. The other thing that Virgin does differently is when you're out to sea, 18-year-olds are able to drink. Now, I'm not going to get into the debate on whether you think this is right or wrong, I'm just stating the facts. Virgin is a great option for those who are out of school and in the adult world, but unable to take a cruise vacation without a chaperone because they're not yet 21. Another thing that was noticeably different with Virgin is their onboard shops. I went into a couple of jewelry shops on Virgin and I couldn't believe that I wasn't immediately surrounded by salespeople trying to get me to look at something. They just said hi and told me if I wanted to see something to let them know. That was it. No pressure, no sales schemes. It was really nice. Virgin said they don't want pushy sales tactics in their shops. They want people to enjoy their cruise and buy something because they want to, not because they are pushed to. Another thing I noticed was that there is no art gallery on Virgin. Every other ship that I have been on has had an art gallery and art auctions, not on Virgin. If you've always wanted to shop without being pressured to buy something, then you will love the experience on Virgin Voyages. Virgin also stands out from other cruise lines with their shows and entertainment. The first thing I noticed about their entertainment was the team. Virgin doesn't have a cruise director, they have an entertainment team they call the Happenings Cast. They have a person who is over different activities on the ship. The team of 12 all have different names like the foodie, the diva, the balancer, the artist, the gamer, and so on. Each have different activities they do pertaining to their name. The cast will be at different areas around the ship and will pop up from time to time with some spontaneous activity. Virgin also has some, well, different takes on their shows and entertainments than your traditional cruise line. The Diva Drag Queen show was so funny and entertaining. They even had a Cirque-style acrobatics show and several other shows throughout the cruise. These were far from your typical cruise shows. Other cruise lines have a more structured entertainment team with a cruise director and staff. Their shows tend to be similar styles throughout the cruise industry, with their theater shows, comedians, magicians, or other special musical guests. Royal is a little different, with the addition of their aqua theater and their ice skating rinks. Overall, the cruise lines have great shows and entertainments, but Virgin has definitely stepped out of the box with theirs. I still have a couple really major differences to tell you about, but first do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It's free to do and it helps our videos reach more people, and we really do appreciate it. A really major difference we noticed is the drink package. Most all other cruise lines have a drink package they entice you with. For only $80 a person per day, you can now have a soda. But we are limiting the soda machines to 3 for the entire ship of 4,000 people. Oh, and we'll probably be out of your favorite drink most of the time, so thanks for purchasing and enjoy. Maybe that was a little extreme, but you get the point, right? Not only are drink packages expensive, but alcohol can be outrageous as well. Beer on some of the other ships range from about $8 to $14 depending on what you get, and the cocktails typically range from $11 to $18. Virgin doesn't have a drink package, they have what they call a bar tab. Many of the sailings come with an included bar tab that is free money to use at the bar for anything you want until your bar tab runs out. Even without a bar tab, the drinks are reasonably priced. They're what you would find at, most common bars and restaurants. Beer is typically around $5 to $8, and the cocktails are $9 to $12 on average. Virgin also includes all water, coffee, tea, and soda for free. Disney Cruise Line is one of the few that is similar to Virgin and offers soda for free with the price of the cruise. Drink prices and extra drink packages can add up quickly. This is another reason why Virgin is setting itself apart from many traditional cruise lines. Probably the biggest difference and the thing that really sold Virgin for me from other cruise lines is the dining options. Virgin doesn't have a buffet area. They have a food court area, and what's even better is you order like you're in a regular restaurant. No waiting in line. You go to the table, scan the QR code, and pick from the several different restaurant menus available. When you're ready to order, you raise this little flag on the stand and a waiter will come over and take your order and bring you the food. It's a concept that makes you wonder why other cruise lines haven't thought of this yet. This made dining so much easier. Oh, and all of your food is even cooked to order. So yes, it takes a little bit longer to get, but it's always fresh. So no more of that stale, nasty buffet food. They also have a grab-and-go areas with all-you-can-eat sushi, salads, fruits, and wraps. You just go up, grab whatever looks good, and go. That's not the only difference between Virgin and other cruise line. Virgin also includes all of their specialty restaurants. All you have to do is make a dining reservation before they fill up to ensure a spot. Even if you don't get a restaurant reservation and you really want to go, you can still go wait in line to get a table. Just know that you may have to wait a little while before there is availability. Disney also includes their specialty restaurants, but unlike Virgin, you don't get to choose which restaurant you go to. They rotate around each night to a different restaurant. Where Virgin, you can choose what night you want that restaurant and when. You can even go back more than once if you like it that much. If you want a specialty restaurant on other ships, it will cost you extra, and sometimes, depending on the restaurant, it can be very expensive. Virgin has so many dining options and food available, you can always find something to eat. Oh, and did I mention that the diner area on Virgin is 24 hours? That's right, most all other cruise lines shut their food service down between 9 and 11, but Virgin has a place that is open 24 hours, so you always have food available. This is one of many reasons I am really loving this new cruising concept that Virgin has started. Another thing Virgin has done is they are including free Wi-Fi and gratuities in the price of your cruise. Many other cruise lines don't include either of these and will try to sell you on them. The Wi-Fi on Virgin is great for texting, but it can be a little bit slow if you want to do anything else, and you can pay for a higher package, but just the fact that they offer something is awesome. Virgin Cruise Line has also included the gratuities for your housekeeping and dining staff in with the cost of your cruise, whereas many other cruise lines, they give you the option to pay up front or later at the end of your cruise. They don't include them in the initial cost. It's like a surprise that they just want to throw in once they know they've got you hooked. It's like they say, oh, by the way, I know we said this was the cost of your cruise, but we forgot that we need you to tip too. So it's going to cost you a little bit more. Would you like to pay that now or later? Virgin goes even further by adding the tip cost for your bar purchases into the price of the drink. So if you buy a $10 beer on another cruise line, it's going to cost you another 18% for a tip, making it $11.80. Whereas on Virgin, if you buy their cheaper price $7 beer, the tip is already included, so it's just $7. There are so many things that are different about Virgin than other cruise lines. Even the pool is different. They have two shallow ends on both sides and the deep end is in the middle. And the layout around the pool is so much different than your traditional cruise lines. The pizza place is made to order and they have a larger selection than other cruise lines. You get an entire personal sized pizza rather than just a slice or two. The ice cream place is included and it's all hand dipped ice cream, whereas most hand dipped ice cream places on other cruise lines cost extra and they only give you the soft serve ice cream for free. The arcade on Virgin Voyages is also free. That's right, the entire arcade is a prepaid arcade. It's free. All games are included, and they do have a lot to choose from. Other cruise lines charge extra for some of these games, and they can be a little bit pricey as well. Virgin also includes all of their fitness classes for free, whereas other cruise lines, they will charge you for these extra fitness classes. This is just the major differences between Virgin and most every other cruise line out there. You can easily see how Virgin is making waves in the cruise industry and could easily change the traditional cruising as we know it. If you enjoy cruising, I think you should try Virgin out and see what you think about it. Personally, I really enjoy it. I enjoy a lot of the aspects of traditional cruising as well, but there are many things that Virgin has done that I would love to see implemented into traditional cruising. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, help us out by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next adventure.